Tuesday afternoon on Radio West Fife, Channel 1 at the Queen Margaret Hospital. I hope you're comfortable, relaxed and enjoying the music, and I have a guest in the studio just now, a chap called Jonathon Cairney. He's from a duo called the Worriers, AKA George and Sandy. Is that right? Yeah?
That's right, yep.
Yeah. Thanks for coming along to Radio West Fife today. Are you George or Sandy?
I'm Sandy.
Right, can I just call you Jonathon though, because that'll make life so much simpler, yeah. You're basically an acoustic duo, is that right? And you've got a bit of an event coming up shortly.
Yes, we've especially come together to do a charity event around Dunfermline on Saturday, June the 18th. The Worriers, George and Sandy, well, actually might be even more than the two of us, going around every pub in Dunfermline, singing two songs, two songs about the town to raise money for Children's Hospice Association of Scotland charity.
Is it the same two songs, or are you varying things so people follow you around the town?
As it stands, it's going to be the same two songs, unless I get too sick of them. But no, it should be the same two songs, hopefully, so that every pub gets a chance to hear them.
And are you going to indulge in a couple of beverages in each pub as well?
Oh God, no, we wouldn't make it through the day if we did that. What we might do, we get to PJ's is meant to be our last pit stop, and we'll get there, we're due to play there at midnight, but we get there at 11, so we're going to have a rest then, try to sort of rest the vocal cords, and we'll maybe have one then.
So where is it you guys actually come from?
Well, I'm from Dunfermline. I was brought up in Dunfermline. I went to Queen Anne and lived away in London for a long time, but I've been back in Dunfermline since 2005, so I just wanted to try to put on an event that would get the town, bring the town together and also raise money for the charity.
Yeah, it sounds like great fun actually. Whereabouts did the act George and Sandy come from? How did that come about?
Right, well, I was at Fife College doing a drama course, and myself and a fellow student had put the idea of the Worriers together based on seeing a few sort of folk duos around Fife. We just thought we would kind of do a spoof version of it, and so they're kind of, as characters, they're a bit sort of stuffy, but don't really realise that maybe people will find them funny.
Tell us about your plans for Dunfermline on the 18th of June.
Right, the plan is I thought it would be good to start in the Carnegie Birthplace Museum. And we're going to start there at 10:30, just as the famous son of Dunfermline. Hopefully get some press interest and going to get a send-off from there, and then we'll be able to walk down to the nearest pub to that, which is the Lynn Tavern. Anyone who goes to the Lynn, you're going to be the first pub.
Excellent.
We'll be able to walk to that one, and then we're going to have a van basically to get round. From the Lynn, we go around to all the southern pubs down to like the Barley Sheaf, East End Bar.
So it's not just the city centre; it's right the way around the town.
We're trying to be as complete as we can, trying to reach everywhere. By about 5 o'clock, we'll be getting into the town centre. And from then on, all the pubs, as you know, are quite close together, so it should be easier.
How much money do you hope to make from this?
Good question. We would hope to make £500-600 as it's a starting point, but anything more than that would be great. Obviously, some pubs will be arriving at times when it's not the busiest, but places like PJ's and the Old Inn have got right behind us and are going to give us as much support as we can. We'll be going on at PJ's in between the two live sets of the band that play that night, so should have a good crowd there.
Out of interest, why did you choose to fundraise for Chaz?
Well, my background is teaching. I suppose I've trained as a teacher in London, and I've taught up in Scotland for a number of years. I'm also a tutor, and I tutor guitar, teach music to mainly primary school age children. So I just thought it was suitable, and of course they've got their operation in Kinross, which is quite close by, and also Chaz is very well known around Dunfermline, so I thought it'd be a good one to choose.
If people would like to donate money, because it is a very good cause, and they're not actually going to be out and about in the town that night, what should they do? That's
a good question. I've put up a Facebook wall. There's a wall for the Dunfermline Comedy Folkathon, so people can contact me there. I haven't as yet set up an address, but what people can do is contact the Chaz office in Kinross, and they'll be able to advise on the best way to send money in, because of course they're fundraising all the time.
What can you tell us just now to give us a little bit of a flavour of your performance?
Well, I'll expect maybe dodgy wigs, maybe some dodgy clothes, an argument or two, pretend argument of course, between George and Sandy. The songs are kind of light-hearted, and probably there'll be some disasters along the way, maybe equipment breaking down or whatever, but it'll be shambolic in some parts, but we promise you it'll get there to the end.
Radio West Fife. So Jonathon Cairney from the Worriers in the studio just now. Jonathon, why did you choose to do this in Dunfermline out of all the towns and cities you could have chosen?
Well, I'm a Dunfermline boy anyway, but I think since I've come back to live here, I've been very impressed with the town. I think it's going places. It's a really good standard of living here. It's got a great historic tradition, the museum, the Glen, and I sometimes think people in Dunfermline don't realise what a great town they live in. And I thought this is a good way of bringing the people and the pubs together, and bringing the towns closer together, giving a boost to its identity and community, and hopefully show the town off as the great place it is.
If we're out and about on Saturday the 18th of June, where are probably the best places to catch up with you? Can you give us a wee bit of your itinerary?
As I said before, in the morning we'll be round the kind of outlying pubs, like the Barley Sheaf and the Elizabethan. Might even pop into the Wood Mill, you never know. And then we'll be getting back into the town. The Glen Tavern is a good place for us to come. We'll be having a rest there. We'll be trying to have a spot of lunch there. That's one of the 2 times we'll get a chance to have a rest.
They do a cracking deal for food. And
they do.
Is it a £5 for a pint of beer and a hamburger and some chips? It's great.
It's got a great breakfast deal in there as well. But yeah, I've already set up. I've got a table booked for there. So that'll be our lunch spot. And then pretty much from 4:30 onwards, we'll be in the town. We'll not be far away because, as you know, all the town centre pubs are quite close together. Eastport will be in about 7 o'clock. Old Inn about 8:30. Brass House and Seven Kings, Belhaven, have given us permission to come in there, which is great. We'll be in there sort of between 9 and 10, and then, as I said, PJs will be finishing it all off at midnight. It's a good chance also to help these pubs. Some of them are struggling in this time. People live at home now, and with pretty much home entertainment set up, there's every reason to stay in, I suppose, at night. And with the cost of a pint these days as well is tough for some people to afford. So it'll give good business to the pubs. And can I just say, David, I was at the Montrose Music Festival on the weekend there, and it's been going for some years, and it was such a success. The whole town was heaving, and all the pubs were doing a roaring trade, and it was all based around live music. And I think one thing that maybe pubs have to do now, especially in a town of our size, is maybe look at live music as being a way forward of attracting customers.
Yeah, I think it's starting to happen. Certainly the pub I work in, the Old Inn, PJs especially, they're all kind of cottoning on. And I mean, I love live music when I'm out and about.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
In terms of the venues in the town, is there anywhere in particular you're really looking forward to playing in?
There's a few places. Obviously the Old Inn, because I know the owner well, and as you said, they're doing great things for live music. Also, the Creepy Wee Pub is a good little pub. It'll be quite strange actually to be playing at the Seven Kings, because they never usually allow live music. So that'll be quite interesting. PJ should be good as well, because hopefully there'll be a big crowd there by then. But obviously we're hoping that people will follow us around for some stages. That's the idea. So we're bringing some business into the pub, and I'm going to hand out a poster to the pubs this week, giving them a list of all the times so that they can kind of ready their regulars if they want to come in for the particular time that we're in. Definitely only be in and out in about 10 minutes. Literally, as short time as we can to set up. We're going to have roadies, but I could also give a call out for any volunteers who'd be willing to come along and collect for us, and maybe even help with the driving, and any help we can get and the more the merrier.
So essentially, what you've organised here, let me read between the lines, is Dunfermline's biggest pub crawl ever.
Well, for the people following it along, that they can plan it how they want, but obviously, please drink responsibly.
I like your style.
But yeah, for us it'll be a bit of a tough gig. I mean, I've kind of done something similar before when I was a student, and it is absolutely shattering. And you do get sick of the songs. But as I said, I might well throw in 1 or 2 different songs depending on how it's going. But yeah, it'll be a long day, but hopefully a really successful day.
Well, Jonathan, thank you for coming along to Radio West Fife today. All the best on the day, and I'll probably catch you in one of the bars at some point in time.
Thank you, David. Thanks for having me.